Hi, today I want to show you two different types of hoovers or vacuum cleaners that you probably would have the cost to buy or to use in your house or in the office. Anyway, there are two types, main ones that you probably have seen, and there's a third one which is more like the robotic type that goes around and does its stuff. And then it goes, you just have to empty it and declog it, etc. But the ones in the cleaning world that we have to decide what to buy are often these two types, which I'll show you here. I've got a upright one, and this model is a Shark. You might know some as Dysons, and you have some Electrolux, and some who actually the vacuum brand called Hoover. They do a lot of them as well, but the Shark one is the, in my opinion, one of the best that you can get without breaking the bank and also without spending a lot on fixing it every now and then like you do on the Dysons. They're very reliable. It's an American brand, but they appear to be more reliable than the Dysons, and they often do the best job as well. For an upright Hoover, then you have your Henrys. Your Henrys are the ones that is controlled with a wand. You have to pull it around with a wand. Often people don't like it because it seems heavy and it looks very clunky and clumsy to use. But in the clean world, it's actually the most favorite of all because it does the job very well, and it's very flexible. It's so robust and durable. Durable is the right word. I think it's down to how they constructed it, because I've used other brands of the wand control vacuum cleaner and they don't last as long as the Henry or the pneumatic. So the pneumatic are, again, when you look at the other side, the types of vacuum cleaners that use the wand, like these ones, they are one of the best I've seen. I honestly can't tell you what model or brand is better than this one. I'm just going to show you how they all operate, how you use both of them, and the benefits of both. Now, I've got, you can see here, I'm just going to turn this up for a little bit. So you can see here that as you're pulling it around, you have to be moving this arm along with you. You've got to keep it pulling it around with you. But I think that's what some people don't like, because it looks like you're putting something heavy around. However, as a cleaner, when you're used to it, it's actually more flexible. It's easier because when it comes to cleaning on the tables and in tight corners, the wand head makes it so easy to get into those areas without having to shift the bulky vacuum cleaner around. Like if you want to use this to get into tight corners, for example, you can go as far as the maneuver can let you go, but I won't be able to lift it up and go to the other side of that footrest, for example. So it's not as flexible as the Henry. So I've shown you how you do a quick vacuum. Sorry about the quality of the picture. It's quite close up and I'm moving around. When you start vacuuming this floor, some carpets are very hard to clean and some are just normal pile. It depends on what they do in your office. In this office, they do with a lot of yarn and fabric, etc. And I have noticed that the fabric sticks to the carpet very well. This is where I see there's a downside to the one, like the pneumatic often very much struggles because of there's nothing to unhook the fabric from the carpet, if that makes sense. And although it's got enough suction power, it's not enough to detach the fabric from the carpet. So I'm having to go over and over again, or I'm having to use the floor brush to drag it out. But the floor brush requires a lot more effort to push. If you don't know what a floor brush is, let me show you. So in here, we have, you'll see here, we've got two buttons, and you can see that this is all flush. This is for carpet. But when you get on a hard floor and you can't be dragging this brush on a hard floor like it's a tile floor, for example, you don't want to be dragging this metal plate. So you raise it up and then the brush comes out. This brush is really what kind of like it scrapes dirt from the hard floor and really makes it easy to remove dirt, food debris, whatever is on the hard floor. So your kitchen floor, your laminate floors, etc. You can't use this on a carpet. Let's say you've got something quite stubborn and you can drag it on it, but you need a bit more effort to do that. So it is possible, you just need a lot more effort. On a summer day like this is going to be very difficult. So this is where I'd say the upright ones come in, because they usually have a brush that rotates, and by the nature of their rotation they just naturally unhook things. They're usually good for hair removals, fabric removals, those thin fabrics or stains, dirt, sorry, that stick to the carpet. Some carpet are actually quite light. They don't really hold on to, not much hold on to them, so you can clean them much quickly. But again, they wear also very quickly sometimes. I'll show you what I mean and I'll let you go. So underneath here, we've got the brush. Again, you can have this on carpet mode, and you can also have it in a floor mode. What essentially you've got here is this brush. You can turn it on, and as it rotates, it does much better job at removing all this small fabric, and I'll show you very quickly. So on here, I'm just going to turn it on. It's got carpet mode and it's got hard floor. I just, if it's on hard floor, let's say laminate, I'll just push it back, but I'm doing a carpet, so I'm going to push it forward and I'll turn it on, as you can see. But to get the brush activated, I'm just going to lean it back. And you can see there, that again, you can see it's digging deeper into the carpet. So, right, I hope this has been helpful for your decision making, and if you're a cleaning company looking to decide on the kind of vacuum cleaner to buy, before you go and buy 10 upright Henrys or Shark or Dysons, you just have to understand the kind of office application you need. Sometimes it's probably better to get the vacuum cleaner based on where they're going to be used the most. If you're going to be using it on a pet, like a veterinary office, you might want to have and they have carpet. If it's hard floor, you should stick with your Henry because it's got the tool for it. But if it's hard floor, if it's carpet and then they've got a lot of pet, you might want to get yourself an upright hoover or both, depending on the size of the building. There's one more tool that I want to show you that the Shark has, and it's the wand release. You can release the wand and you can attach something like this to it. I'll show you. I'm trying to use one hand here. So essentially I've got a cobweb remover. Let's try and use something like this. Let me show you. So up here you can see right there we've got a cobweb. So I'm going to be using this to remove it. For those of you who are afraid of spiders, but you really want to remove the cobweb from afar, this is going to be a tool. Maybe this is the deciding factor for you, really. But you can see here, there. Right, and maybe I wasn't clear. Both of them have this tool, by the way, because obviously the benefit of the Henry is that it's got a wand. To it. And what you could do is take this apart and attach a brush to it. There's a brush attachment which I haven't got here, and when you attach it to this, you can actually get as high as you want, and you can actually extend this and put a brush at the end of this if it's a very tall ceiling. So I think your deciding factor is really, what do you prefer? Do you prefer upright if you've got a bad back and you feel like a upright hoover would be helpful, then you go for it. If you feel like you just want something that will get the job done like 90% of the time, then you want a Henry. You just have to live with the fact that you have to pull it around, carry it around. And my opinion is that the parts are more durable for a Henry. They're a lot more designed for rough work and they last longer. This Henry I've got here is probably in its 7th year of operation. It's not used every day, but it's used a couple of times a week for about a couple of hours at a time. So yeah, it hasn't worked as hard as some other vacuum cleaners. But again, I have a vacuum cleaner, a really big Henry in my garage, which is like the boss of all boss Henrys that I've had for 13 years. And in its hard work time, it's worked for 5 hours non-stop. I've changed the fuse, I've changed the plug head, and the motor just keep going. The motor is the most expensive thing. Once the motor goes, you might as well just throw everything away, and the motor still keeps going. I have just had to replace the pipe, the wand, the rubber bit, and maybe the metal bit, because they do corrode, they get seized and dirty and sometimes bent, and that's it. So yes, if you're thinking of vacuum cleaner, what to use from a cleaner's perspective, I have bought quite a lot of vacuum cleaners. I have thrown away very many vacuum cleaners. All I'm just going to say is know the application. A Henry is going to be 90% the right vacuum cleaner for you. The 10% is really when you're looking at your own personal condition and the premises. And honestly, you just have to decide on that one. I hope this video is helpful. If you like it, show me you like it on the like and subscribe button. Thank you so much. Cheers. Bye bye.